everybody. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan. So excited to be with you on a Saturday, having fun, doing what? Talking a little real estate, what we love to do over here at Hometown Realty, and got a good show for you. Excited to be with you. Had a little vacation, if you didn't know, a little bit of break. We always got to do it. Had a good July 4th. Hope you guys had a great holiday with the family. I know we did a little beach time, and I know a lot of you guys did a little barbecuing and lake, and just a little R&R is always a good thing. So hope everybody's having a good week. A lot of real estate news going on, so we got a jam-packed show for you. You know, the interest rates have risen to the highest point in 2023, so that's what we're going to start the show with. We'll talk a little bit about that and why the rates are so high and how do we get there. And then we've got a good second half for you. You know, our market in East Tennessee is one of the hottest across the country. And why is that? Coming through the pandemic and everything that came out of that pandemic, that remote access to working, a lot of employers have allowed remote access, working from home. A lot of the commercial industry is taking a hit. All these big spaces are not needed. Well, how that's impacted the East Tennessee real estate market and how that may help you selling the second half of 2023. We're going to talk about that. Real Estate with Ryan in the second half. Hope everybody's doing well, as I said. So a lot of news, a lot of activity, a lot of new listings. Do a little housekeeping here before we start. Got a new listing on 2322 Bingingham Lane out in Sevierville, coming soon. It's going to hit the market on July 19th. Make sure you check that property out. Got a new one here in Carnes. Just went active at 7524 Ashton Point Lane in Knoxville. 621 Briarwood Drive, Jeff County. Great property, a little acreage. Great sellers that we had a privilege to work with. They had that opportunity that you guys are going to see. It comes on the market. Had two conversations today. Didn't sell with the last agent they were working with for whatever reason. You know, when the market's hot, we can do that approach. We can put a sign in the yard, take some pictures, and hey, it sells, right? Well, that approach now does not work. You know, you need a team that's going to market, that's going to reach across to the states, to reach the right buyers, to create a frenzy of buyers coming through. That auction-like atmosphere is always what I say. You know, get that opportunity to get multiple offers. And so had an opportunity to work with them, and we listed them on the market just the other day. So 621 Briarwood Drive. Make sure you check that out. 315 North Dunlap coming on the market. Great opportunity for an investment property in Rockwood. Okay, Roane County needs a little TLC. Great opportunity to be a rental property or your first time a home. 1026 Cloyd's Church Road in Blount County, Greenback. It's got over 1.6, 1.5, pretty close there on acreage. Detached two-car garage, nice porch in the back, open floor plan. You want to check that out. And then we got some congrats, new pendings. Cub Drive, congrats. Fox Hollow, 2 lots out there that we split up. Buyers buying them both. Sticky Creek, sold, congratulations. 467 Watauga, sold, congrats. And 2406 Cedar Lane, sold, and congrats. And that's our housekeeping issues. We're staying busy in July. And thank you guys all for your support. So, you know the news. You know the news. You hear the news. Everybody hears the news. You say, Ryan, goodness gracious, is the market going to collapse? What are we going to do with the economy? You know, I just got off the phone with great seller the other day. And our conversation was, all of a sudden I got an offer. It was off the market for a week. And I've got this offer that my agents come back with, and we should take it. Now, granted, we had a very long days on the market. And our conversation was, well, why did you think it didn't sell? Had a little bit more of a conversation. And it kind of got back to our main focus point is marketing. You know, if in today's market, if we're not presenting the home that 87, all the stats says, guys, 87% of your search is going to start online. And as we get into the second half of the show, we're going to talk about why working from home, remote, is key. Well, if it's key for a lot of employers and employees that are relocating across the country, now a plan makes sense that we have to have a marketing plan to reach them across the U.S., right? Not just put it on social media or put it on the MLS. Those days are over, right? You got to have a plan to reach those buyers that are working remote so that they're willing to, especially the West Coast buyers, willing to pay more for your home and net you more money and take advantage of the market while it is still here. In the Knoxville market, guys, we have about 3,300 homes on the market active as of today. So it's still a relatively low market, no matter what the media says. But we know the interest rates are playing into that, right? Mortgage rates hit the highest point since 2023, but the new inflation data offers hope. Oh, does it? Mortgage rates have climbed to 7% this week, hitting the highest point in a year. But the rate of the 30-year fixed mortgage at 6.96 from 6.81 prior, Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae are likely to decline, as the new government data released Wednesday showed inflation had cooled to its lowest level since early 2021. That's good news. As always, I like to bring good news, guys. I don't like doom and gloom. So I'm always the half full guy versus the half empty, if you couldn't tell. But we know that these things are coming into play. We know inflation in the market. I have a lot of conversations with a lot of my clients and say, listen, 2023 is a wild year. We know it's wild. We knew when we started over here, my team, we started talking about it. Me and April had the conversation. You just kind of knew 2023 was going to be one of those years. It's not a seller's market. It's not a buyer's market. It's kind of like a what if market. Never know what to expect. And there's just a lot of things that you are going to face in the market. And so as a seller, as a buyer, as an agent, as lenders, as business owners out here, you got to be able to kind of be game ready, right? You got to be game ready out here. You've got to do things that you didn't do before. And of course, it all lines up with your experts that you hire, put them to work for you. And hopefully they put a plan that makes sense. But going back to our mortgage interest rates, the rise in the rates was bad news for the potential buyers. What's always, if you look at the rates now, I just did a calculation that we looked at a rate on a property that we were making an offer. It was $600,000 versus $750,000, and give you the ideal of the actual principal between 5% and 8% on the investment market. Well, the payment was at 5% interest rate was $3,300. The payment at $750,000, with an 8% was almost $1,000 difference. So there was almost 3 points of difference that would almost make $1,000 and almost $150,000 swing. So you can see that the purchasing power for buyers in the market when the rates go up is obviously not advantage. But there's a lot of options out here as if you're purchasing in today's market. There's adjustable rate mortgages, which I know a lot of people may not like. But you have to kind of look at the market there. There's certain restrictions and things. FHA, VA, conventional, they all have different programs or products out there. Get with a good lender because there's a lot of different programs. We work with a mortgage broker. They have 100 different access to different lenders, not just the one cookie cutter type of loan, And so have an opportunity to explore different programs that may make sense for you and your family. But we do see encouraging news that mortgage applications were up 2% seasonally adjusted. So July 7th, they were up 2%. So that's encouraging. And they're lower 26 year over year, but the rise in purchase price activity was both heavily by FHA and VA applications. So we're seeing a lot of that. Of course, your market in East Tennessee, in the Knoxville market, we know anything under 400,000 is a great opportunity. I always tell everybody that we're chatting with that the 400,000 is the new first-time buyer market. And you laugh, you say, well, that doesn't even sound right, Ryan. But we used to know back in the day where 250,000 would have a great opportunity to get a nice home in an entry-level market, good square footage, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, nice area. Well, now that market's probably 400,000. So we're seeing all that take effect. FHA, VA loans have taken the lead charge on that. So all those kind of things come into play. I wanted to talk a little bit about, and I don't know if I can get through both shows today, but why the mortgage rates are so high. For the first time, as a result, obviously, why are the rates so high? And specifically, we know it's inflation, right? We know that mortgage-backed securities are an investment. Obviously, they're bought to bonds. So if you're familiar with the bond market, you know how that market has changed. And they bundle these home loans, okay, and other real estate debt bought into banks, and they issue them. Kind of mortgage-backed securities, if you've heard of them. The investor who buys a mortgage-backed security is essentially lending money to the homeowners, okay? And so that's kind of tied over into the 10-year Treasury yield. We're going to get into that and kind of the spread and kind of what that outlook looks like. And the normal average spread is 1.72. We're extremely higher than that. And so we'll talk about that and so much more. Stay with us on the second half of Real Estate with Ryan.
The real estate market is changing every day. You need to know your home's value in today's market. Text your home address to 290-2290 for an instant, no-obligation home evaluation. That's 865-290-2290. And remember, when you're ready to sell, we have a guaranteed sale program to get you in your next home stress-free. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you.
Knoxville and East Tennessee. The region is known for its rolling hills, rivers, and lakes. There's no better place to work, live, or raise a family. Home is where your story begins. Buying or selling your home is a big decision, and you need a real estate team you can trust.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty, your hometown experts. Whether you're buying or selling a home, let us develop a winning game plan for you.
Hometown Realty is East Tennessee's #1 real estate group and a proud sponsor of the Vols.
All right, we're back at it, Real Estate with Ryan. Thank you for staying tuned. And if you're tuning in for the first time, or maybe you caught us on the first half and a portion of that, and then we went to break, I appreciate you staying tuned. We do this show. It's called Real Estate with Ryan. Every Saturday, we talk a little real estate here in East Tennessee, and we have fun, and we always have a new topic, and I love spending time with you guys. And, of course, my name is Ryan Coleman, owner, founder of Hometown Realty, and my team over here loves helping people. We love taking care of good people, and we love real estate. So if we could ever be of service to you guys, if we can help you in any way, we'd love to do it. It's an easy number, best number in real estate, 693-SOLD, 693-SOLD. Call me anytime, and we'll always be there to help answer any of your questions that's going on. So we started on the first half. We know the mortgage rates are up. They're over 7%, the highest since 2023 as far as this year, the highest in 2023. I don't think we got in the sevens last year. Can't remember. But it's obviously higher. But July sales, mortgage applications are up 2%. So the information on the inflation data came out, and there's some encouraging things. And kind of what we were talking about on the first half was, hey, listen, buyers are getting used to the 7%. Normally, and the real estate market goes in cycles. I always mention that when I had my first house at 6%, I thought I had a really good rate, and historically, we've been spoiled in seeing 2% and 3% rates, really opportunities. So we're getting back to more of a competitive interest rate, but it does cut the purchasing power, and it is hard to swallow. So I understand that. So buyers are being cautious. A lot of sellers are sitting on the sidelines because of the interest rates. So those are all things to think up. Before I get too far in the show, I want to make sure that you guys know about a new app that we have coming out. So if you're thinking about buying or selling in East Tennessee, buying an investment cabin, maybe you want to check on your home's value. You need to know exactly what's going on. Maybe you want to check sales. So I'm thinking I'm going to sell here towards the later part of the year, maybe the fall. But I need to see what things are going on. And Ryan, I don't want you calling me, bothering me. I don't need you pestering me. I get it. But I do want to stay up to date what's going on. And when I'm ready, Ryan, I'll give you a buzz. Fair enough. And so we've developed this app that's come out, and it's really helpful. Make sure you guys check us out in the App Store and Google Play. New app, Hometown Realty. Just look us under real estate. So Hometown Realty app under real estate. Download it. It's free tool. We've got both MLSs. We've got the Smoky Mountain MLS. We've got the Knoxville MLS. Everything's there. We'll give you price updates. Need to know what your neighbor's selling for. We're going to keep you up to date there. You want to start your search? Go on there. We're glad to help you. It's a free tool. It's a great app. Give me your feedback on it. Let me know what you think. Feel free to use it at your convenience. Download it. And obviously, if you want to start your journey, you can reach out through us on there and text us a message, and be glad to help you any way you can. So my marketing team wanted to make sure We got that out there. And of course, we'll have it on our website as well. If you want to download the app, just go to ryancoleman.org. We'll have them at the bottom of our page for you. And it's, again, free app, but it's very, very insightful tool. I think you'll like it. And then, of course, one of the biggest things that we have coming on, we have some vendors on there. Most apps don't have it, right? These are our preferred guys, our local vendors that we use. So you need a painter? Don't worry about who to call. Don't Google it. We're going to have you covered. Need a great lender? I told you about my lender. We've got 100 different programs. We're talking about mortgage interest rates. Jump on my app. We're going to have that lender there for you. Need a great title company, great home inspector. My top vendors that we use, people that we great recommendations, all free of charge, all there for you. So a lot of value in the app. Make sure you download it. Hometown Realty's app under real estate. Check it out. All right, talking about the interest rates and why are they so high? So for 50 years, the 30-year mortgage rate has always univision with the 10-year Treasury yield. So the 10-year Treasury yield, the average spread was about 1.72. Last Friday morning, the mortgage rate was 6.85. That spread means 3.2% above, almost 1.5% over the norm. The spread was at a historic average. Mortgage rates would be at 5.37 with a 10-year Treasury yield of 3.65. So why are they so high? I think a lot of you know. We won't go into it, but obviously inflation, everything's so expensive. So the costs have really risen. And so the average rate kind of comparison, I'll put this up on our blog. Make sure you check us out at ryancoleman.org. We'll have this blog that kind of shows comparison about the 5.375 rate, and then, right, with the spread of 1.72 normal on the Treasury to now to the 3.2. Now, the only thing that is a little bit of doom and gloom is that the spread approaches 300 basis points were during periods of high inflation and economic volatility. Those are seen in the early 1980s and the great financial crisis back in 2008 and 2009. And of course, we have the chart here and shows different graphs of 1980, 2009, 2010, and of course, currently we're right on track with that 2009, 2010. The demand for mortgage-backed securities was heavily influenced by the risk associated with investing in them. Today's risk is broader by market conditions like inflation, fear of potential recession, which we're probably already here, guys. I mean, it's no question about that. The Fed's interest rates hikes are trying to bring down inflation. Headlines are creating unnecessary negative narratives for home prices and more. It is so true. A lot of the news. Nick and I were talking about this the other day. You go on YouTube or you go somewhere else, and if you hear enough articles about doom and gloom, and the market's crashing, the market's down. This is kind of reiterated by a seller I talked to today. We're meeting with her tomorrow, and she was like, should I take the low offer? And, I'm just worried about the economy and valid concerns. And, it could be a scary place with everything that's going on. But, it's reasonable to assume that spread mortgage rates will retreat in the second half of the year, that the Fed takes a foot off the monetary tightening pedal and provides investors with more certainty. Okay. However, it's unlikely that the spread will return to historic averages of 170 basis points. We'll kind of get into that, but that being said, we've had a long ride with the real estate market being extremely strong. What we're facing in our market now is obviously the market in Sevierville market. Our short-term rentals are down about 50%. So that's tightening the investor market, and not just in Sevierville, right across the country. I was in Florida, out in Destin. That market's tightening. So you're getting tightening markets across the country. The investment market, because it makes sense. What I said in the first half of the show, if you take a $650 offer versus a $600,000 offer versus a $750, that's $150,000 difference. The rate point difference between the two is $1,000. Between a 5% rate and 8% rate. So it's almost $1,000 more in your payment. What that's going to mean is sellers as a whole, we're not going to have last year prices. We were getting into an opportunity where we wanted multiple offers. Those times were great. I have a lot of sellers. It's kind of funny. They say, well, Ryan, I missed the mark. And, it's hard to hit the mark exactly. But I tell you that in our market, we have a great opportunity. And this is kind of transitioning into our remote learning. We talked about how remote work and learning, though, that's true as well, affected the real estate values. So working from home, we know the pandemic has caused a lot of that. In 2021, 75% of workers would easily have worked from home. And with the market changing, a lot of politics going on in different areas, people have relocated all across the country. The pandemic has sent aftershocks through the real estate market and changed the landscape for short and long term. I think one of the biggest things in our market to think about that I wrote before notes is that with the market now as a seller, we have to understand that our buyers not coming in our neighborhood and their comparables. That may be a great thing, but they're coming from a wider base. That buyer may be working from remote, guess right? And guess what? They may be homeschooling. How is homeschool, remote learning, what I was saying, is on the rise. So those are opportunities where we have to make sure our marketing is there, our pricing is right there, and we're reaching those buyers in East Tennessee. So all those things are coming back and understanding that with remote learning and remote working for our kids and for employers, it's opened up our real estate market here in Knoxville. And I think as we move forward to the second half of the year, we know next year is going to be an election year. Who knows what in the world we'll get? But usually one side's going to try to stay in office, then the other side's going to get in. So more than likely, what we're seeing is we think the rates hopefully will be stronger. We still have low inventory. It's still a great time to buy a property. Now, a lot of these properties that are on the market as I approach, we say the last half of the year, last quarter of the year, they're people that actually want to sell. They have to sell. They need to sell. So there's opportunities for the buyers as well. So hope you've enjoyed this show. Always love being with you guys every Saturday on Real Estate with Ryan. Look forward to talking to you next week. And if you need us, phone number 693-SOLD. Hope you have a great week.